St. Louis fixer-uppers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome, and hey, thanks for joining us. My name is Andre. I'm the founder at St. Louis Wholesale Real Estate Properties. You can check us out at stlwholesalere.com. Hey, make sure you thumbs up the video, share it, comment, all of that good stuff. Turn your notifications on. You'll see the bell icon below the video. If you click the bell icon, it will ask you to turn the notification on. I would appreciate it if you turn the notification on because it will allow you to see all of our videos. Whenever we upload a new one, you'll be notified. And if you thumbs up the video, like it, share it, all of that good stuff, what it does, it helps us reach other investors like yourself. It helps us get that outreach a little more. So I really appreciate if you did any of that. So thank you. St. Louis fixer-uppers, the good, the bad, the ugly. Man, where should I start? I'm sure some of you have done these fixer-upper projects, and maybe now all your projects or most of your projects are A1 and they're great, and you have the management side down, and it's great for you. But when you have newbies that get in the real estate game, that I guess that are fixer-uppers, you already know that they're going to come across some things that they didn't expect, some things that they didn't budget for, and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So we're just going to talk about a few things in this video, the good, the bad, the ugly. So I guess we'll talk about the good first. So the good about St. Louis fixer-uppers, I guess it's you. If you're a great manager, I guess you'll be okay. If you budget properly, you'll be okay. The ROI should be pretty significant, and you should already know that because you did all your numbers before you bought the thing, right? So the return on your investment should be great. You should have some good cash-on-cash return as well. So I guess you know the numbers. Every investor is different. You know the numbers. You know your numbers before you put that cold cash down. Obviously, right? Okay, right. So I guess if you agree, right, thumbs up the video. So that was corny, but but yeah, St. Louis fixer-uppers, the good. Yeah, so ROI, I guess that's the good of it. So your return on investment can be pretty substantial if you do a lot. Obviously, you got to do a lot of things right. So you're not just going to buy a fixer-upper home in St. Louis and it's just going to be all good. Or anywhere in the country. So it's not just St. Louis, but anywhere in the country. It's not just going to be all good just because you bought it or just because you think it was a good buy. You have to, I guess the other thing also after ROI is preparation. So I guess that's the good. If you prepare, then everything else, I guess the stars will align, so to speak. So you have to prepare. If you're in this business and if you're not preparing, you're just wasting money. And to be honest, we source deals from motivated sellers here at St. Louis Wholesale Real Estate Property. So we source deals from motivated sellers for investors like yourself. And if you haven't prepared to purchase, and this is the honest God truth. I don't even want you to buy anything from us. Don't even buy a property from us if you haven't prepared. If you haven't did your numbers and all of that stuff, don't even buy, because I'd rather not see you fail. I want to see you succeed. So I just rather not you buy from us if you haven't prepared to do any of this stuff in order to be successful on your part. And that's just, I guess that's just the humanitarian in me. I guess I don't want to see anyone, fall on their face, so to speak, as well. So preparation and ROI. So that's the good. And whether if you're in St. Louis, if you're in any country or any city and you're dealing with fixer-uppers, so that's the good. I guess the bad would be, for some people, the bad, just because it's a cheap property, it's going to be an as-is property. So it's going to be a little, I guess, beat down a bit. So I don't know, maybe some people look at that as being bad, but people like myself and many other investors, they see that as awesome, especially if it's in a great area. If it's in a great area and it's beat down a little bit, who cares? You already know that you're going to get what you asked for, you're going to get what you want in the property if it's beat down a little bit. So I look at it as a positive, but some people maybe just look at that as it's just too much work. I don't want this thing. It's just, it's going to require me to put way too much money into it or what have you. But if you do your numbers right, if you prepare, like I said, in the good, then the bad, it will outweigh the bad. Also, I guess the bad, some people are not good managers, so you're going to have to manage people. So you're either going to, unless you're a do-it-yourself person, you're going to have to manage contractors. That's a whole task in itself if you're not prepared for it. And you could have that's where where your first real headache could be. Managing people. So you have contractors that'll try to get over on you. They'll try to get over on you like I don't know what. So you have to look out for that. And, that's the bad itself. I guess the last thing is regarding the bad is time consuming. When you have a fixer-upper property in St. Louis, it's going to be time consuming. Getting the thing together, getting your crew together, from A to Z, it's going to be time consuming. So if you're a person where you're doing one property at a time, prepare for your time to be used, a lot of it. So, and I get that's probably the bad for some people because they're not ready for that. They're not looking for that. Now, the people that's been preparing, that's been doing this, they understand that. They understand that it's going to be time consuming. Now, they understand it from a perspective if they are a do-it-yourselfer. Now, if they manage people well, it could be a breeze. They could probably manage 10, 15 projects at one time. So, people are different. So systems are different. So that's what it's about, setting up a system in order to do these type things. So that's the bad. I guess the ugly would be if there's a situation. First of all, the ugly, and if you're in the St. Louis area dealing with fixer-uppers, I would say the ugly would be if you're in a high crime area. If you're in a high crime area, I know investors that invest in these areas and they do well. Then I know some that's just not used to this area. They're just not used to that element. And, they'll get ate up like I don't know what, because some people are just too trustworthy. And when you're too trustworthy in an area that you are not familiar with, it's like you're the bait and the sharks are around you. So, high crime area could be the ugly if you have a fixer-upper here in the St. Louis area. Also, obviously, if you have a bad foundation problem, if you have a foundation problem so bad that, imagine this, you just bought a St. Louis fixer-upper and you have a foundation problem that's so bad that you can't do anything. I guess the house needs to be rebuilt from the ground up because you have to put a brand new foundation there because that's what you'll be doing. If you're in the game net heavy to where, you don't want to cut your losses and where you'll just start from the ground up, hey, more power to you. But me, I don't have that type of money and I don't have that type of patience. So it's just me. Also, with a foundation problem, if you have a water issue, if you have a water issue where you bought a St. Louis fixer-upper property and you have water leaking in and it's a bad leak, so that could be the ugly as well. Also, the last thing I want to talk about is if you had a St. Louis fixer-upper property that didn't pass inspection, you put all this money into it. Maybe you had some contractors that you hired, but you really didn't really do your background check. They did all this work, you put all this money into it, and this darn thing didn't pass inspection. That is ugly. So, kind of depict that as ugly as well. So, St. Louis fixer-uppers, The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm sure I could have thought of many other things good, many other things bad, many other things that was absolutely ugly. But hey, make sure you be safe when you're purchasing these properties. And St. Louis Fixer Uppers, the good, the bad, the ugly. Thumbs up our videos, share it, all that good stuff. Subscribe to our channel, turn those notifications on. Follow us on Facebook, St. Louis Wholesale Properties, facebook.com, St. Louis Wholesale Properties, and our Twitter handle is STL Wholesale RE on Twitter. So make sure you check us out there as well. Thank you for staying with us this long. We'll see you in the next video. Appreciate you. Thank you.